What is the purpose of life? I ask that to get your mind to think. But what a lot of people want to do is just come up with a bunch of silly answers. I'm not saying they're all silly, but when they hear that question, they think they have to answer it. And most of their answers are wrong. They're filled with personal experiences, false teachings, tragedies, misconceptions, presuppositions, things that they desire and they don't know why they desire it. But then for you Christians out there, I want to get you to graduate past your self-righteousness and your fake piety, whatever we want to call it. And these answers you just blurt out because you probably believe them, but then it just sounds spiritual and you haven't learned anything on your own. You don't have any real discipline to read and study your own Bibles. You may go to church faithfully, but you're just regurgitating what you've been told. And there's a couple things that Christians so-called tend to say that really does not have the foundation they think it does. It gives them a false sense of foundation, a false sense of spirituality. And you're giving yourself away as being a pretty immature, unspiritual person when you spout off these two things. One is in answer to this question, what is the purpose of life? And they just say to live for the glory of God. And foundationally and scripturally, that is true. To live for the glory of God, to bring Him honor and glory. But it doesn't end there. People just say it, but they don't understand the ramifications of what they're saying, and they're not personally applying it. So they just say it. The other one is when we talk about what we're supposed to love the most, what our first love is supposed to be. And when we're talking in the framework of living on this earth, like, who is our number one relationship supposed to be? Well, their mind goes instantly, well, to God. You know, they just spout that off. To God. And so when guys like me go a little deeper than that, and as you mature in your relationship with Christ, there's certain things that are just given. You don't have to say it. But if you have to say it, you're giving yourself away. So when I talk about my number one priority on this planet is if my wife and you or somebody want to come back and spout off, well, no, it's to glorify God. It's to love God. And you think you sound spiritual, but spiritual people already know that. That goes without saying. So I guess I just wanted to make this short video to get you to think about some of this stuff. And maybe you're ready to admit you need help in your growth. You need some coaching. You need some study aids. You need something more. And if you're of the opinion that I shouldn't have to pay for advice, or I shouldn't have to pay for someone to teach me biblical principles, you're mistaken. We've been duped as Christians, thinking that we're not supposed to make any kind of money, and we're not supposed to make a living off of what God has taught us and trained us, for those who have really put the time in, that we're just supposed to give all that stuff away for free. Well, it's just not a biblical concept. And this may be something you want to learn, and you're willing to humble yourself instead of just blow me off and dismiss me. You're willing to humble yourself and say, well, maybe I need to put some time and some money into my training. You know, people pay for colleges, they pay for Bible colleges, and that's okay. They pay for all kinds of things. They pay for all kind of entertainment, sporting events, game boxes and movies. They pay for the clothes they want. They'll pay for, marriage counseling. But if there's a coach on the internet, and as soon as he says he's Bible based, you think automatically, everything's supposed to be free. That's not true, and I'm not your guy if that's what you believe. You need to invest time and money into yourself, and that is a biblical principle, and we can walk you through some of it. Don't get confused with just preaching the gospel and sharing the gospel with unsaved people. We don't charge for that. If we have churches, we don't charge you to come into our churches. Okay, but that's where it stops. That don't mean that we're not out and about talking to people and helping people and giving some advice and some help. But if you want to get on a platform and step into your calling because you believe God wants you to do more, it's okay to create courses. It's okay to create systems and to step into your calling and make a living doing it. So that goes back to, what is the purpose of life? Yes, to live for God. But what does that look like practically? Because I'm telling you that most Christians are living subpar, weak, mediocre at best, unsatisfying lives on this planet. If any of this resonates with you, like and subscribe. Comment in the sections below. I'm ready. We'll get together either through email or a call, a questionnaire, just depending how the Lord leads and how things will move forward. But we're here to help. Keep your eyes on Him.